Here at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, got my vehicle in for service for the 68C. We are going to walk you through the entire process of what this entails and answer all these questions of, does it have to go through a drive cycle? What are some of these anomalies that the techs are seeing that we're reading on the forums and the Facebook groups and the YouTube channels? So let's dive in. All right, so there it is. We're going to run you through the entire process of what this looks like and what to expect. All right, so step one, because of all the computer flashes and updates, you want to have it connected to a battery charging source. As we know, the 4xe does not like a weak 12-volt battery. So that is just to maintain the battery while we're doing the updates and the whole process. So that's all that's about.
These are all this is the bus topology for the vehicle, and you can see there's all these circles mean that there are flashes available, and this for the battery pack control module is the mission critical one. But all of the other modules will be updated as well.
Now are all those other flashes because of the 68C?
Yeah, the 68C, according to our instructions for that flash, for the set of flashes, that all of the other modules should be updated as well.
All right, so right now that's the first step, is to basically update all the software on the Jeep, correct?
Correct. We're going to update the BPCM, the IDCM, the HCP, and then the PCM and TCM at the end. So we've got every single module will be updated. After that, we have to do a test drive under certain parameters and what that does is it tests each cell in the battery under a load while driving. And if there's problems, this new software will detect an issue with the battery and it'll call for battery replacement. But so far, there hasn't been any that have needed it.
A few questions. One, how long does this typical flash take, like software update?
It's a couple hours, depending, because every one I've had so far has needed all of the modules to be updated, so it's not something quick. The other thing to keep in mind is that for the test drive, the battery cells need to be at a certain temperature. So if it's super cold outside, the test drive won't go unless the battery cells. And because that battery pack is inside the Wrangler, the cabin needs to be warm. So it might need to sit inside for a little bit if it's a really cold day. And the battery needs to be charged after we do all these flashes up to at least 75%. And so so we have to charge the high voltage battery before we can do the test drive first. So there's a series of events. It can take several hours to do.
Okay, so a few things. One, I'm seeing dealerships are telling customers to charge their batteries before they come in. You probably would advise against that. What's your opinion?
I mean, the customer was told via Stellantis not to charge your battery until after this software's. So that's a very good point. It's a sticky point because it would be helpful to me to have the batteries come in more fully charged than they are. However, until this update has been performed,
right,
it is not recommended.
Risk,
it is
right?
Not recommended. Well, and they're just doing this out in abundance of caution.
You certainly can't advise them to do so.
I can't advise them to do so. No, according to Stellantis paperwork, don't charge it, bring it in dead. We'll keep it here for a few hours and we'll take care of it.
Right, so there's kind of a double-edged sword there too, right? Now you're going to drive it down if it has to be, it's because you want that sweet spot of 75%.
75% is what they want, but it's plus or minus 10. As I've been doing these, I've realized that it doesn't need to be exactly at 75. So, and while you're doing it, sometimes the drive cycle will take a few minutes and you'll get down to 50% battery because you need to drive it in electric mode. That's how it works. That's how it checks the battery. So yeah, it's really not that bad.
A lot of people are commenting. They're saying that dealers are saying that you do the software, it gives a pass, no drive cycle, no driving was necessary, and they completed the recall. Is that a possibility?
It's a possibility, and one that I haven't experienced yet. Every single one that I've done, the battery pack control module needs a flash, and the test drive doesn't say. I have never gotten the message, don't do the test drive. I have had to test drive every single one of these I've done so far.
So in order to get that pass screen, you've had to do a test drive, correct?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
I've had to update the battery pack control module and then do a successful test drive. Yep.
But you're saying there is a small possibility that maybe the battery pack control module already had some sort of update that maybe the customer got along the way and didn't require a test drive?
Exactly.
You haven't seen it, but maybe?
Yep. That's a possibility. Again, I can only comment on my experience so far. But yeah, it seems likely that if you've already had one of the flashes before or something like that,
sure,
or if there's a certain let's say the software knows that certain batteries are just not in the pool of failed batteries, even though the VIN list is populated by it. So there's a chance that they just know that those batteries are good. So run the test, it'll pass. But again, I have had to flash.
That's information that we'll never probably have available to us, right?
No,
right.
Absolutely not.
Flashing comes, right? Then you charge it, and then we drive it, right? And then the drive cycle, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I remember this from the I'm gonna screw this up, the B9A recall, the drive cycle could take anywhere from like, we just left the parking lot and it says good to 7-10 miles or whatever, right? And maybe it's because, like you said, this temperature of the battery and all these different parameters. What's your thought behind that?
It kind of depends, and this is the same way. I have had test drives that pass immediately after I start driving. I won't even, because part of the test drive is to accelerate and then decelerate.
Right.
It's basically the same flash as the other one. It's the same set, whatever that last recall number was.
B9A, I think it was.
It's basically the same thing. Flash all the modules and do this test drive to test the battery individual cells. And yeah, so same thing. Sometimes it passes immediately. The last one I was just out for 20 minutes driving around trying to get it to pass, and it passed with no problems. But it depends. My experience has been sometimes it takes 5 seconds, sometimes it takes 20 minutes.
Okay. How do I know my dealership how do I know this was successful, right? So give us some things that a customer can look for. Maybe it's they came in on 0 and they left it 20% charge, or I know you guys get a screen that says pass, right?
I was just going to show you the screenshot that says I screenshot it while doing the test drive. When you finish the test drive, it says completed the test drive, and then it says don't hit continue until you make it back to the parking lot. So I assume that if these fail, they want you to shut the vehicle off right away.
Okay.
So there's 2 final screens that I've gotten, and again, because everyone is passed and I haven't needed a battery for one yet, you get a completed test drive screen, and then you get a battery passed screen.
Now, do you save that and print that for the customer?
No, not for the customer.
But if they asked for it,
sure,
that'd be something you could get, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, that's also one of the things. I mean, there is no definitive thing that you're supposed to get, and not every technician is required to screenshot the finished thing. As long as it passes, we have done our job, and the customers must trust that we have updated the software to the best of our abilities, and we go from there.
So, as we always talk about on our channel, we trust Ray, and we know that you guys are doing the job, right? And we've actually had customers that have come from hours away because of that reason. But you see people, and I don't blame this question, right? The vehicle had no more miles on it, or maybe it's 1 mile, which we know we can pass in that mile, right? But now maybe they brought it in on no charge and it left on no charge. Like there are multiple things that could make a customer feel that they didn't get their completed test, right?
I understand completely, and all I can say, I mean, again, I have done it where I haven't plugged the vehicles back in, so when I come back from a test drive, they've all been at like 55%. So,
but if you came in at 0, you would still have something, right?
Still have some, yes, 100%. If that's and everyone, yes, I understand exactly.
So those are the concerns.
Sure.
So I guess that screen, if let's say you didn't take a screenshot of it, is that screen still available for somewhere to pull up once it's done, or is it only available because you're taking a screenshot?
Yeah, it's only available because I'm taking a screenshot, and I do that personally because I want to make sure that I have, in case something like that happens, but it's not required of us. Not all of us do that, but this is the extra step that I'm sure a lot of us would. The extra step that we go to take care of customers here at Ray. Like I want to, if anyone has a question, hey, did you really do this? I want to be able to show them the screenshot. It shows your
VIN and everything on it.
Because to fully answer your question, no, there is no. We could pull up YTech and I could show you that all of the flashes are done.
We're done. Okay.
But it requires a little bit of trust. And I mean, if you're leaving with your battery at 0%, that would be a problem.
You would question it, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because the test drive requires you to be at 75%. So I wouldn't think of something like that, but if that's been brought up.
Well, believe it or not, when they were doing the B9As, we had pictures of shops putting the Jeeps on racks, and they had videos of them doing a drive cycle on the rack.
Yeah, no.
You can understand why people are concerned.
100%.
All right, so it's still loading right now, right? So we're still waiting for the updates, and then the next step will be to charge. Basically, after the charge is a drive cycle, right? So I mean, it's an easy process, but it can be time consuming.
Time consuming. That's the only problem. And again, for the things I laid out, the amount of modules that we do have to flash, because again, everyone I've had multiple modules, and the battery cell temp. It's just it's
a lot of things.
It's a lot of things but now that but also like dealership life. I've done a few of them. I know how to do it quickly and efficiently, and yeah, we'll be able to get them out as soon as possible.
Talk to me about form. If your Jeep is stuck in form, what's a customer's options?
It's kind of on me, and this is what I've learned. It's kind of on me to make sure that battery is charged right to 75%, because if it's in refresh mode, it's harder to get the battery down to a specific level.
Okay. But can you still do the test in form?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, you still can. It just takes a little bit longer. And I mean, so the one that I had before, I recommended doing an oil change because it was in form. Yep. And I said, hey, we got to, the best way to get this thing to pass is to do an oil change, reset the light. Yep. It immediately went into electric mode, and I was able to pass it. But yes, that is, again, you're outlining why this flash is complicated for a great many reasons. So again, as a customer, if you know that you need an oil change and the vehicle needs to run to refresh the oil, keep in mind that you might need an oil, or you might be told, hey, you need to do an oil change for this to pass. Right. That's not entirely incorrect. That's actually, that's spot on. So if a dealership says you need to do an oil change before this passes, yeah, there are reasons that that's true. And that's actually probably good advice versus the dealership saying, we just reset your oil life monitor so we could trick this in, right? That's never good advice. And honestly, I don't even think that works, because the thing, it needs to see the oil level drop. It's really, okay. Right. So I don't even know if that would fool it, unless well, again, this is you operate this vehicle. It used to, whether it did or not, it used to fool it enough. Mm-hmm. People were just resetting oil life monitors, and it would trigger it to come out of form. Sure. I don't know. Again, either way, it's bad advice, because you don't want to do an oil life and not change your oil. We're just talking here. So at any rate, all right. So we're gonna watch this, and then we'll show you the next steps. So if any of these DTCs are found or active stored, the vehicle will require a battery pack replacement. PBB0828 is what I've got, right? So it needs a battery? This is your first. Well, you called it. You said it was going to, if anyone needs one, it's going to be yours. So we'll let the vehicle go to sleep. We'll see if the code goes away. But I tried to clear it a couple times already, and it's stored. And I mean, and when they add red letters like that, they mean that there was an addendum to the recall. So those, that was an update, right? Yeah, it was exactly. So you can see they show the version numbers of this. Revision 2. This is on revision 2. The software that is there is going to see if you need a battery right away, apparently. The test drive must just be for the batteries that are right. So this questionable. So this battery obviously isn't questionable, is what we're coming up with, right? So I am the first to need a battery, and is the thing even drivable right now? So this is happening in real time. It just showed up. What I'm going to do is let the vehicle go to sleep for a minute. We'll have the vehicle go to sleep, the bus will go to sleep, and sometimes that just does like a reset. So, yeah. But also, I'm not going to plug the vehicle into a charger yet with an active code that says battery voltage unstable. So, yeah, we're going to hang out. We'll let it go to sleep. We'll see if it comes back. But, yeah, you might... you need a ride home, buddy? Because you might. So at least we're on and we're driving. So it runs, but we got to... So that check engine light is telling you that stored code that we saw before, right? Yes, sir. Before it was wigged out, and it wouldn't even... So yeah, the sleep cycle fixed the vehicle not moving. Yep. But it needs a battery. It's going to... Well, once I verify that code is still there and stays after I clear it, yeah, according to that recall, there's no more diagnostics. If that code's there, it gets battery. And then basically it also says service charging, which my understanding, when it says service charging, it means it won't even allow the Jeep to be charged because it knows it needs a new battery. Exactly. So it wouldn't, even if I plugged in the level 2 charger, it wouldn't even start charging based on that code, correct. Pulling the codes again to see what's stored. Yep. High voltage battery, voltage unstable. So we didn't even make it to the test drive. One that doesn't. One out of 11 that doesn't need a battery. Yeah. So they've done about 10, 11 of these things, and mine's the first to fail. So awesome. Well, or we can make a video on how to replace the battery packs. So stay tuned. We're going to show you how to replace a battery pack. So follow along. All right. So we're walking over to parts, and we're going to see what the process is to get a new battery. Some fine print that says 68C. Yeah, this is the first one out of 10. Out of the 10 that I've done already. Did you call Star? No. Do we need to? Yes, they're the ones that order batteries. Oh. Yep. Okay. You're talking about hybrids? They don't get ordered through the parts department. They get ordered directly from Stellantis, I guess, right? You got to call a Star case, or what is that? Yep.
And so now he's filling out a report, basically telling Stellantis the battery is storing a code, right? And attaching reports from before the scan and after the scan, or after the flash, I guess. Star report is put in, and I guess now we wait on Stellantis to give us an update on the battery. We're going to learn together how long this takes. The next step is a loaner car, and Anna is being great, so no fight, no struggle like some dealers, right? So we've got a Grand Cherokee as a loaner, and Josh is going to keep us posted on when this battery replacement will be available. Ray put me into a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude 4x4. It's got 95 miles on it. It's probably been loaned out once, is my guess. So I guess we wait and see how long the battery is. So we're probably going to pause the video. We'll get the video up, and stay tuned and follow along and see what the battery process is here. But I joked that I was going to be his first failure, and I was. Don't do that.